After hours of deliberation, a jury found a Wisconsin mother and daughter not guilty for the death of a teen in their care. Plus, the U.S. Senate is gearing up for a vote on abortion access this afternoon. This is News 3 Now at noon, and we have a weather alert today because of the heat and humidity. Julian Seawright joins us now with your certified most accurate forecast. It is nasty out there.
It is nasty. This is not weather I was really wanting to get into, but folks, this is what we're looking at and what we're dealing with. We already set a new record high for today. As of right now, we are at 87 degrees here in Madison. Our old record was 85 degrees back in 2011, and we're going to see those temperatures just climb continuously throughout the rest of this afternoon. And so our alert day is for this afternoon and for Thursday, again, for unseasonably hot and humid weather, where we're going to be seeing heat indexes from 92 to 97 degrees. Make sure you are staying hydrated and staying cool. Though you're seeing cloud cover, folks, it is still nasty out. You can even see a layer of haze outside from all the moisture that's in our air. As we take a look right now here currently in Madison, it's 87 degrees for us, and dew points are at 73 degrees. That just goes to show you at how saturated our air is, and on top of it, how muggy and disgusting it is. It feels like Florida. It feels like Houston, Texas. The South decided to move north for us for today. Here in southern Wisconsin, areas are already into the 90s, with Boscobel and Janesville into the lower 90s, and we can see that heat is just really going to continue to rise for us throughout the rest of this afternoon. Here's a look at what it feels like, though. It feels like 100 degrees in Boscobel and Platteville as of right now. And as we take a look at our dew points again, it is just really, really warm and disgusting out. And we're going to not see too much improvements throughout the rest of this afternoon, but we will start to see more of that heat going into this evening. We'll take a look at what else to expect in a few moments, but Mark, it's just a nasty forecast for us.
You're running out of adjectives.
It's going to be one of those days for me.
All right, Julian, we'll check back in a few minutes. Thank you. A jury found an Iowa County mother and daughter not guilty in the death of a teen who was in their care. Lori and Alexis Berry had been charged with reckless homicide. 13-year-old Selah Caden died back in 2018. The teen was sent to live with the Berrys due to behavioral problems. After a little less than 8 hours in deliberation, jurors reached a not guilty verdict last night. Police are looking for a suspect in the stabbing near the Dairy Drive homeless encampment. Officers were called out about 1 o'clock this morning. They recovered a weapon, but the suspect was not at the scene when they arrived. A 37-year-old woman was hospitalized with a non-life-threatening injury. Police say the victim and suspect knew each other. A man who exchanged gunfire with an officer in northeast Wisconsin has been sentenced to 12 years in prison. 31-year-old Carl King was convicted of attempted intentional homicide back in March. A criminal complaint says officers suspected King may have been intoxicated when he drove to the Oneida police station and exchanged gunfire with police. King was struck in the leg. The officer was not injured. King was also sentenced to 15 years extended supervision. The U.S. Supreme Court's decision on Roe v. Wade could impact the midterm elections. Today, the U.S. Senate will vote on a bill that would protect abortion access. Natalie Brand has the latest.
The Senate this afternoon will vote on a bill to protect abortion access, a little more than a week after Politico published a leaked draft majority opinion from February, which calls for overturning Roe v. Wade.
Vote to protect the fundamental rights of women across the country, or stand with 5 conservative justices ready to destroy these rights in one felled swoop.
When we're talking about abortion, we're talking about the killing of human beings, innocent human beings.
Democrats don't have the votes to break the filibuster.
It requires 60, and we don't have 10 Republicans, even if we had every Democrat.
2 moderate Republicans, Senators Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski, have proposed their own more narrow alternative bill.
I am not going to be supporting it. I'm supporting the codification of Roe.
Wednesday's vote comes ahead of the release of the Supreme Court's final ruling in coming weeks, but the draft opinion has led to days of demonstrations nationwide. That includes protests outside the homes of Supreme Court justices.
Trying to scare federal judges into ruling a certain way is far outside the bounds of First Amendment speech or protest.
CBS News polling shows a potential overturn of Roe has yet to motivate most voters, but 40% of Democrats say they would be more likely to vote in this year's midterm elections if Roe is overturned, compared to 17% of Republicans. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And pro-choice protesters are planned across the country this weekend, including an estimated 10 to 15,000 marching to the U.S. Supreme Court. A sweeping review of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is wrapping up. 3 senior leaders, along with the Department of Health and Human Services, have been gathering feedback on the agency for a month. The review's aim is to evaluate the agency's structure, systems, and processes. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says the agency will then look at how it can improve services and programs as it transitions from pandemic-related activities. Ukraine's government says Russian forces have been suffering setbacks around the city of Kharkiv. The Ukrainian military has little defense against Russia's overwhelming firepower. Ukrainian soldiers who drove out Russians northeast of the city found rows of cars shot up with belongings scattered everywhere. Ukraine's military has dug a network of trenches in the center of the Donbas regions. Soldiers say Russian invaders will face guerrilla warfare at every turn. But as the brutal battle nears, they say they know the most difficult days lie ahead. Meanwhile, Ukrainian rock stars are teaming up with international celebrities to raise money for Ukraine. Andrei Holnyanky is a singer turned soldier. He went viral after posting a video of himself singing a Ukrainian song of protest near the country's capital. Pink Floyd saw that video and reached out days later.
Would you mind to use your vocal session for a Pink Floyd song? What would you say? And I said, let me think yes.
Were you a big fan of Pink Floyd before they contacted you?
Everyone is a big fan of Pink Floyd.
Their collaboration raising money for humanitarian relief in Ukraine. Andre says once the war is over, he plans to perform live with Pink Floyd. Another recall for Tesla. The company is recalling nearly 130,000 vehicles to fix infotainment systems that might overheat before or during fast charging. Tesla has issued 7 recalls this year for the 2022 Model 3 and 6 for the 2022 Model Y, all of which have been addressed with over-the-air software updates, just like this latest recall. Well, fans got another early look at some of the Packers' schedule today. Green Bay will host the Dallas Cowboys on November 13th. That means the return of former Packers head coach Mike McCarthy to Lambeau Field. Kickoff is set for 3:25 p.m. The Packers are 20-17 all-time against Dallas. In their last meeting in 2019, the Packers won 34-24 with Aaron Jones rushing for 4 touchdowns. The Packers' full schedule will be announced tomorrow night. And there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon, including an auction made for fans of the late actress Betty White, plus the pandemic causing a big shakeup in the chewing gum business. Stay with us.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
A great night's sleep starts on a new Beauty Rest mattress from Steinhoffels. Right now, save up to $1,000 on Beauty Rest adjustable base sets. Queen mattresses start at just $399. Upgrade to the comfort and luxury of a Beauty Rest Black and get $200 in Steinhoffels cash. And then get a $100 gas card. With Steinhoffels special financing and free delivery, your new mattress is even more affordable. Isn't it time for a good night's sleep? Relax. It's Steinhoffels.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows.
What we loved about Nextdoor and Window is that they were different.
We really loved their educational approach.
Call 844-600-NEXT. 50% off your installation.
There are so many things we take for granted. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
I just scratch my head over these career politicians. They get in there and they just never want to leave. I'm going to give this my all for 4 years, work very hard. I'm going to do it for the greater good of all the people of Wisconsin, not the special interests. I think the lobbyists are not going to like me at all. They're going to be very frustrated. I'm not beholden to them. Didn't take any money from them, won't take any money from them. I'm going to do what's right for all the people of Wisconsin.
Tim Michaels for governor. Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh, yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The Senate confirmed the first black woman to serve on the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors. Lisa Cook has a doctorate in economics from the University of California, Berkeley, and was on the White House Council of Economic Advisors during the Obama administration. Vice President Harris cast the tie-breaking vote after all 50 Republicans voted against her, arguing she does not have sufficient experience with interest rate policy. Apple is discontinuing production of the iPod after 20 years. Fans of the iconic music player can still buy an iPod Touch while supplies last. When it debuted in October 2001, Apple's first MP3 player held 1,000 songs and had a 10-hour battery life. Movie fans had the chance to bid on some of Hollywood's most iconic props this summer, including Wilson, the beloved volleyball that kept Tom Hanks company on a deserted island in Castaway. The top item is an X-Wing starfighter from the original Star Wars movie, expected to go for up to $1 million. Also available are Thor's hammer and Dan Aykroyd's Ghostbusters costume. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
Check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 66 points. The NASDAQ, however, down 114, and the S&P 500 up 16. Well, a lot of industries have taken a hit because of the pandemic, but here's one that may surprise you. Chewing gum. Snack food company Mondelez is selling off its Dentyne and Trident brands in North America and parts of Europe. They're also planning on getting rid of the Hall's cough drop business. Instead, the company plans to focus on chocolate and baked goods like Oreos, Chips Ahoy, and Cadbury. Betty White fans, this auction is for you. If you've got the cash, you can own a piece of the beloved star's legacy, like the script of the Golden Girls' 1992 finale, signed by the entire cast. Its projected sale price is between $3,000 and $5,000. More than 1,500 other items from the TV icon's life and career will be up for auction. It'll be a 3-day event in Beverly Hills and online starting September 23rd. When we come back, your Midwest Farm Report numbers with Pam Yonke and a study looking into the mental health of dogs. Plus, when can we expect things to cool down around here? Julian has your complete forecast after the break.
At McGann Furniture in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. And remember, at McGann, we don't raise our prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft doors, 11% off at Menards.
Hey everybody, who's coming to the big show? It's Vet Aid, Saturday, June 11th at Ho Chunk Gaming and Casino in Wisconsin Dells. An all-day outdoor event. Come out for classic cars, trucks, and motorcycles during the day and stay for the concert at night. Featuring country superstar Trace Atkins, Runaway Jew, The Mascot Theory, and Bev Killian. All benefiting Heat and Housing for Heroes. Visit VetAidWI.com for details and to purchase tickets for Trace Atkins.
This ain't about the donor class with their name on trucks, nor the establishment
Man, they failed us for decades. This is about the ones who work for a living. Just worry about safe streets and buying groceries. Warrior conservatives. This is about Kevin Nicholson, one of us. The Marine who never forgot how to fight. It's in his gut. Conservatives, rise up. We have a leader.
News 3 Now is taking action to keep you on top of the latest breaking news.
Taking action whenever news breaks with a team committed to following developing stories so you'll know all the facts.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
Stone gets ready for Mai, and that's something to dance about.
Tomorrow, Josh Breider's in the 608 with students sharing the traditions of Scandinavian dance.
And it's another alert day as we have more record heat in store. Join us tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blain's Farm and Fleet.
And let's check in with Pam Yankee now from the Midwest Farm Report. Hot enough for you?
Well, honestly, I mean, if I had just a minute to try to adjust my body thermostat, it would have been fine. But this sudden start, the good thing is I've been trying to find silver lining for people that are, kind of questioning what's going on with this weather pattern. I talked with Ed Burrs from Burrs Berry Patch out in Barneveld this morning. One thing that the heat has assisted is asparagus production. Ed said that he had some real concerns back at the end of April, even the beginning of May, that cool, wet weather slowing things down. Remember, asparagus is a deep-rooted plant that he kind of relies on year after year. If you've got a patch yourself, you know what we're talking about. Well, it went from 0 to 100 all at once. Ed said he went from basically looking to try to find asparagus stalks that were coming through the soil surface to now he's actually harvesting more than once a day because it's coming on so fast, and he wants to make sure that he's capturing the tender shoots that people are looking for. So that's good news. We do have Wisconsin asparagus that's probably going to be hitting the farmer's market if you've not already seen it, and definitely available for some of your local farmers that you might be working with. So that's good news. We got, I guess, some potentially good news today. The president was down in Kankakee, Illinois, talking a lot about agriculture. One of the comments that he made has been driving our markets higher since he made it. Biden said that he wants to give farmers the tools and resources they need to boost production, lower food prices, and feed the world. Now, if farmers were the only ones in control of that, that might be something. But like I said, just that kind of intuition on what might be coming as far as agriculture sent our commodity markets higher as of right now, and that includes dairy. Dairy has turned things around. We're now up more than 40 cents on our fluid milk contracts. Barrel cheese today is up 5.5 cents at $2.39.5. 40-pound block cheese up 4.5 at $2.30 3/4. Double A butter up 2.5 at $2.63.5 per pound. And that request for agriculture to do more comes at the same time that I've learned California water consumption, not farmers, but people that live in the cities, gone up 15% compared to a year ago. So they may not be heeding the conservation requests that have been conversation out there. But we'll see. Like I said, the president's putting it on agriculture to get it done.
Absolutely. Heat last week, air conditioner this week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wisconsin.
Only in Wisconsin.
That's right.
Sometimes both in the same day, too.
That has happened. All right, stay cool.
Yep.
Well, whether at home, school, or in the workplace, research shows having a dog around can improve people's well-being. But a new British study shows most pet owners don't spot the signs of depression and anxiety in their four-legged friends. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story from London.
Sit, Mosey. Good girl.
Pets are trained to tune in to their owners, but listening doesn't always work both ways.
Well, I'm sure everybody can tell you about how your dog knows when you're in a bad mood and knows how to come and cheer you up. But unfortunately, we're not as good at reading them.
New research from Guide Dogs UK reveals nearly 75% of Britain's dogs show signs of depression or anxiety, with 18% showing symptoms every week, and only about a third of owners recognize those signals.
How do I know if he's feeling anxious or sad?
The main things to look out for are disinterest in things that they used to be interested in, going off their food. So you can look at their little faces. If they're kind of lip-licking a lot, if they're yawning a lot, that's kind of a sign of immediate stress.
Experts predicted a surge in poor pet mental health after the pandemic.
And suddenly, we're all kind of going out again, and they've got used to us being at home. They're used to us being there and playing with them.
And your other paw.
Dr. Helen Whiteside says just like people, dogs get bored too, so creative play is crucial to good health.
While you're out for your walk, why don't you make it not just a physical walk for them, but like a mentally stimulating walk when they kind of are sniffing the lampposts and things like that to find out what's going on around them.
Researchers say that extra mental boost for your fur baby could improve your health too. Tina Krause, CBS News, London.
And research shows depression in dogs can be triggered by life changes such as divorce, house moves, or children growing up and moving away from home. I think everything's a little depressed with this weather, dogs included. Julian, any relief in sight?
Not yet. But that's what we're going to get into, because we have an alert day in effect, and it's going to be for this afternoon and for tomorrow. And our messaging is going to be the same, because we're looking at unseasonably hot temperatures for us, and it's going to be very humid. It's just going to be flat out gross for us over the next couple of days. And on top of it, we have already set in our last update a new record for us. Our old record was back at 85 degrees in 2011, and here in 2022, 11 years later, well, now it is 87 degrees, and we're going to see that continue to climb for us throughout the rest of this afternoon. As we see temperatures in southern Wisconsin, this is just what's on the surface for us. 90 degrees in Janesville with 91 in Boscoville. So we already have a couple areas that are into the 90s. Many of us are into the middle and upper 80s. Well, this is what it feels like. It feels like it's in the middle 90s for many of us. And for a couple of areas like Boscoville and for Platteville, well, it feels like it's 100 degrees. So again, this is the time where we are going to be really hitting home with making sure if you use air conditioning that you have it on for you. Stay hydrated and have your designated cool spots, because it is going to be relatively dangerous, especially since it's so sudden for us to see these summer-like temperatures for us that are very unseasonable for this time of year. Now, aside from that, though, we got to talk about what's happening with the weather. Yesterday, we had a severe thunderstorm risk, but now for today, it's relatively quiet, even though our friends into northern Wisconsin and Minnesota do have a chance for seeing some severe weather and severe storms later on for today. But here's what we're looking at throughout the rest of this week. We're not looking at much for here in southern Wisconsin until we get into about Friday. We are going to be keeping our eye on. We have a slight risk for majority of the area for seeing thunderstorms that could be strong or severe. But again, that setup is relatively very similar for what it was yesterday going into our Friday. So we're going to keep a close eye onto it, because it could be a bust, but we could still see some storms roll its way in. So it's always nice to be prepared just in case that does happen for us. But until then, just expect this heat to really stick around for us even through the overnight hours. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s and into the upper 60s as we get into our Thursday morning. And Thursday afternoon is going to be relatively the exact same story. Humid, and it's also going to be hot. So remember, once again, stay hydrated throughout the course of the next 24 hours and find your designated cool spots as well, because it is going to be very hot for us, and it is very sudden. We're not adjusted to this heat just yet. Now, as we get into our Friday overnight morning, could see a quick little brief strand of some storms rolling in for us. But we're not looking at too much in terms of precipitation. But here's what we're going to be looking at in terms of our dew points. They're still going to be into the 70s and even to the upper 60s throughout the course of the next few days going into the back end of this week. So it is going to remain humid for us, and that heat index is not going to be going anywhere either. It is going to be pretty unforgivable for us throughout the rest of this week. So make sure that you're staying cool and that you are staying hydrated. That is our biggest emphasis for you throughout the rest of this week. We still do have some chances of seeing some storms in some areas, but the big message for us is going to be the heat. Now, as we get in throughout the rest of this week, we will start to see a bit of a cool down into this weekend, but until then, folks, it is going to be hot, and there's nothing short to say about it, but it is going to be disgusting. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news for us, but that's just the case it is for our Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, small little relief, but it's really Saturday and Sunday when we'll really start to see it really turn the corner for us, Mark.
Yeah, stay cool. Make sure your pets are hydrated.
Absolutely.
Out of the sun.
Yep.
All right, Julian, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Got 15 minutes? Then we have a fill-ya pasta that's just what you need when you're rushing to get dinner on the table.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Year 4 begins. It's a time of change and a chance for glory as Harry is tested to his limits in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in concert. Be enchanted as a live symphony orchestra performs Patrick Doyle's unforgettable score with the full movie on the big screen. Don't miss this magical live concert event, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in concert.
In Wisconsin, everything's gotten so expensive because America's too dependent on China. So we sure know phony baloney policies when we see them. Senator Ron Johnson voted against cracking down on China with higher tariffs and tougher trade deals, and even voted against punishing China for manipulating its currency. No wonder everything keeps going up and up and up. Senator Johnson, stop making it easier on China and tougher on us.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In Madison, contact Heating and Cooling Incorporated to maximize your comfort and energy savings whatever the season.
One of the things we hear a lot on Facebook, or when we see you at events, is that you're always looking for new dinner ideas. Ones that are quick, tasty, and that the whole family will love. Well, here's another one to add to your arsenal of easy recipes. All we do is saute some Italian-style turkey sausage with the casing removed, along with some onions, peppers, and a bit of garlic. Once the sausage is cooked through, we add a couple of cans of diced tomatoes, a good amount of sliced mushrooms, a bit of Italian seasoning, and a touch of salt and pepper. Now we let that simmer for about 10 minutes while we cook up some pasta. As for the type, that can be anything you have on hand. Maybe penne, rotini, or even bow ties. Once it's tender and we drain it, we top it with our sausage mixture. You see, the whole thing didn't even take 15 minutes. And when we poured this flavor-packed sauce with the sausage and veggies over all those nooks and crannies of our pasta, you can bet this is gonna be good. So here's what I propose. Go online and get the recipe for what we call quick as a wing pasta. And after you do, let us know on Facebook what you thought of it. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a quick as a wink way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Here's Julian. One final check of this lovely forecast.
Oh, the lovely forecast is that it is going to be hot for the next couple of days, folks. So make sure yourself and the pets are staying cool, and make sure that you are staying hydrated as well throughout the next couple of days. It's going to be a hot one, and we're not going to be seeing that break until the back end of this weekend, Mark.
All right, Julian, thank you. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, stay cool. Have a great afternoon.